Hello everybody and welcome back to Starship Evo, where I made a very rough start on this ship. But the main thing I would say at the moment is that this ship is big and fully containing all of the old parts of my base. It also has a bit of storage into the arc furnace. It has a good amount of solar panels. So the first thing I want to do today was what I kind of was not quite in time to do last time, and that is to move all the stuff from the assembler back towards where the arc furnace is. I don't know if it'll be its like final position, but I want to put some more solar panels up here, so it needs to kind of get out of the way. So let's just take all the bits out. And find a block that will allow me to boof it off. My backpack is overloaded and something fell out. Beams. Did I not take the beams out? Huh. Weird. Okay. I'm very overloaded, but I don't have far to walk, so that's fine. I'm just going to put it maybe in by 1 or 2 just so I can build walls if I need to. I'll just pop it there for now. But I very much expect this will be widening slightly and it will be going up into the walls or something like that, as will all of the power cells a bit later on. But you know, there's only so much you can do at one time, so this is iterative process. All right, let's get all of this back in. At the moment, I'm not worrying too much about like what the order looks like in here. I mean, I do like to kind of have an idea of what metals I have, because you know, if you've got 5 of those, you can see how many of each you've got, and you can sort of work on that. Okay, so that's what's in the assembler at the moment. So let's have a look at the storage here. There is some copper and some silver that can they have been being worked on by the arc furnace. The arc furnace is doing a great job. Like, it's just constantly going now, which is fantastic. 9 of these seems to work really well, just to keep that going almost continually, which is fantastic. And the batteries do seem to be getting drained by it though, so it definitely does need a little bit of support, but support is here. My little solar panels. Support is here because we have enough solar panels there to double your size. Yes, lovely. Doesn't that look so much better? Okay. My purple paint seems to have gone, so let's just get that back into my inventory. I mean, I'm probably gonna most of the time need some kind of purple paint, aren't I? Let's face it. Oh, we could maybe paint those. That should be black probably, actually. Let's get a black one in there as well. Purple and black theme. Okay, so that's already starting to look a lot better. So yeah, it looks like the power is outpacing the arc furnace now. That's good. That's very good. Because I need to be able to fly around, have the arc furnace going, and not worry I'm going to run out of power. Because at the end of the day, if I run out of power... Oh, good. We're getting silicon now as well. Nice. At the end of the day, if we run out... Oh, and there's more silver there too. Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, that should definitely top up the assembler, shouldn't it? I don't know if it'll be able to fit all of this, actually. I have to put some back. No, actually, it's fine. Cool. Yeah, definitely feeling like the organization and storage is getting there too. But yeah, you don't want to, because these can power the thrusters in an absolute emergency. If I had to limp home for some reason because all the hydrogen ran out. But I'd be a bit of a silly Billy to let all the hydrogen run out, to be honest with you. Right, talking about hydrogen, that's probably one of the next places we want to go. But I think before we do that, we'll just let it run. I'm going to turn that off, because why have we got life support on right now? That's silly. I want to just fill up my hydrogen and oxygen tanks to the max, although the oxygen should be completely full. And then there's a couple of other little bits I just want to make. So One thing I want to make is a monitor. I get 4 of them, which is quite nice. I'll probably just use 2 to start with. One to monitor oxygen and one to monitor hydrogen. And then we're going to go get a load of iron so that we can, you know, 24 is not going to be enough. 24 will not be nearly enough. So just sit by a big iron vein and just let the arc furnace blast through it. That would be quite nice. Did I have any hull? I did indeed. And there's silicon there that needs to go in. Very nice. Okay. So I want to just build a little bit of a station along here with kind of smaller blocks, these size blocks, because I don't need to go into there at all. So I just want to put one of these like either side and pop, I think, one of the triangular dudes. Actually, I probably don't even need to have those blocks there, but if I want any extra ones later, I can always use that for that. So I've got one on each side of my yoke there, and I'm going to go back into my link tool. And we're going to... Oh, I need to hold, apparently. Hold down, left click, and I'm going to run around here. Hope my jetpack's still on. And hook that one up to that. And then I want to go back in and hook this one up to here. I love the linking in this. It's so simple. It's so easy to do. Like, it's nice to have like a wireless electric effectively. Oh, I don't need those there anymore because these are now proper hull blocks. Oh, that one came off, but that one was still there, so that's fine. So now I have an idea of how much hydrogen I have, which is like nothing compared to the tank size. I do have some in there, I'm pretty sure, but it's like very empty. The oxygen, because we've been sat on an oxygenated planet, is completely full. Although there seems to be a bit of a quirk there. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe some of you could tell me why, but you need to set that to air rather than set it to, so like to all. So just to generally pull in the air rather than just to pull in oxygen. I don't know whether at some point we might come across some kind of pure oxygen cloud or something. It'd be fairly volatile. Then again, I don't exactly think the hydrogen clouds are not volatile, you know. But maybe if we do, then maybe that would be why. But at the moment, I've got it set just to pull in air. And so anytime we go to an oxygenated planet, then it'll pull in 9,000 liters of oxygen for me, which is quite nice of it. Okay. So yeah, I think on the list today, get a load of iron. I don't think I want to try and mine that with this ship at the moment. So I think I'm still going to stick with hand mining just for now, until the ship is big enough maybe to hold a small docking pad for a little miner. Because like I say, trying to get this giant massive thing into and out of a hole with a collector is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I just think it's going to be easier if my big bus thing is not. I need to do something to shape this. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think it's going to be a lot better if it's just not the thing that's mining. It can hold the base and it can come along and I can drive it over to whatever thing I want to mine. I can quickly undock the miner, mine out all of the little ore nodes around, and I can just chuck them into the ship then. Very nice. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for now anyway. That's the plan. So let's go over to find some ore. And I ideally want iron ore. And so far, iron ore hasn't been that easy to find. Yeah, so the hydrogen looks troubling, but it's not as troubling as it looks. It's just that the tank is huge, so comparatively. Something's showing up over there. What's that? Like a little ship. Little tiny ship. I think that might be something that I could scrap or like maybe get to work. I don't know. I don't know if in this game you can get the scrap ships to work at all. In Empyrean, you used to be able to. It's quite easy to do actually. You could just like sort them out, and then... Don't see how you get into this ship. Oh, it's got like tiny little batteries in it. That's adorable. It has like full hydrogen tanks. His oxygen tanks are gone, which is probably why it has a problem. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Starboard side trunk. I feel like I want to put a solar panel on the top of it and get it working or something, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that. Because the problem is when you have a what you used to be able to do is put a starter block onto things in a period, and you'd be able to like take command of them yourself. But in this, I'm pretty sure if I do that, it just won't work. I can try. Don't think me putting a starter block onto it will make it mine to like deal with as an entity. Maybe if I put a seat on top of it. I'll try both, just in case that's a thing you can do, because I want to know if it is. I'm curious. Okay, shush. I did have a spare seat, didn't I? Yeah. From the base, I had a seat to make the base entity. And did I have a spare starter block? I did. So, you know, I've got them there anyway. Let's give it a try. See about like, if I put a block on it. And a seat on it, if it would be something I could... Okay, so the starter block, I don't think attaches to it. It said new vehicle started. Okay, so it's attached to all of this. And then I'll put a seat on top. Right, can I? No. Doesn't look like I can add to it properly, and it doesn't look like that's added to it properly either. Oh, hang on. Something was working there. Not a seat I can get into though. So I don't think, like I said, that it is a thing you can do. Maybe if I could get into its seats. Let's just damage it a little bit. It's covered in blooming ivy anyway. I like a decal. Let's see if I can break the window. Get in. Yeah, I can. I can sit in it. Vehicle destroyed. Cannot enter controls. Yeah, there we are. So you actually can't control something when it's... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's take back our seat and our... So yeah, it seems to have a thing with destroyed vehicles, and I found that earlier when I had a destroyed ship of my own. It's like, this is destroyed, you cannot do anything with it, sorry, bye. But what I could do with it, I seem to remember, is I could, with my own ship anyway, I was able to pull apart all of the blocks that we used for it, but it looks like in a crash ship there, it doesn't look like that's possible either. So I would have to scrap that, and I'm not that interested in scrapping right now. I find mining a lot easier. And I just dislike scrapping. So we'll carry on and we'll look for a nice iron patch, a nice big fat iron patch. But it was worth investigating that just in case it was something I could do. Copper, coal. Yes, that was always the problem around here, wasn't it? Let's go and look up there, see if we can find any iron up there. Those silvery patches look more promising. Are they all coal, silver, coal? Massive iron patch, huge iron patch there. Yes, this is what we need. Okay. Exit spaceship control. Exit my seat. And we'll go do some mining. And then I'll have lots of stuff. And the nice thing about this is that when I'm putting it into the storage this time, it's going straight into the arc furnace, which is a huge difference, isn't it? That suddenly starts to become a big boon to having a mobile base. Okay. Right, that's overloaded, so we just fly over here. How much easier is that than it used to be? Just throw it all in, and we'll have a load of iron and silicon out of the back of it. Got a piece of scrap I could throw in as well. Any scrap that I come across, I'll just throw that in there too, and in the arc furnace will make it into some iron for me. I don't know whether whether the scrappy hull blocks that I already have, whether I'll ever like properly replace those. I mean, they're the same armor value as the rest, as long as it's not looking terrible. I don't mind too much. I don't mind a bit of a mix of scrappy block texture and hull, you know, smooth hull texture. That's absolutely fine. Oh, I'm very overloaded right now, so let's put things away before I can't move. You know those screens? I won't properly. I know it's stupid, but I won't properly recognize them unless they look like that. I'll be like, "What are those?" And I'll make more, so we don't want that. Okay, there we are. So yeah, I love the fact, because what it used to be, I used to be out here mining and thinking, "Oh, the arc furnace could be working on these while I'm mining," and now it can. And that is so much better, so much less downtime from that. Love it. I love how big this iron vein is that I found. This will be enough to make a really nice bit of ship. And if it's not, I can just find another one. But I'm hoping that we're already going to be seeing, if I'm right, actually made anything yet, has it? They're still working on the silver. It's not working on anything. Why are you not working on anything? Are we out of power? Supposed to pull from the inventory. It's supposed to push to the inventory. Is the inventory full? No. I was doing it last time. Let's move some things around. So it maybe understands more that it's stuff it has to deal with. Take that copper out. Copper ore I can't do much more with. Let's have a look. The power is full. Works if I throw it in there. Let me just put these off and on. Just to make sure they didn't, like, something didn't go wrong with them. But that's definitely a connected pipe. It is harder to tell with the conveyor pipes, though. Yeah, no, it's pushing out. It's so weird. I'm not sure why it stalled. It might have been something about loading out, saving the game and loading back in. Something like that. I should have been doing that the whole time. Grr. Game's still in early access though, so you can expect a few things to go a little bit awry sometimes. Main thing is I've got iron. I'm also in that sort of state where I've got no downtime to drink my tea, so bear with me if every so often I take a stop for a sip. And is it still working through the stuff? Yeah, it's still working through that. I want to just see what happens when it runs out. Take half of that. And I'm going to take half of it again. I want to see it pulling from this 119 iron ore that's sat here. We need for space, not too bad. I'll make it have a lot more space later. I'll keep this one down here though, constant for its for the ores and everything. Oh, yeah, it's pulling now. It's absolutely fine. It's pulling that copper, going through that. Lovely. I thought it was a 4-to-1 ratio. Is it not? Ores to ingots. Oh yeah, 1-to-1. Is that the same in the old one? And I thought that was... 1 second. In a crucible. Is it still 1-to-1 in there? Let me just get a bit of coal if I've got any left. Which I don't. Maybe it's always been 1-to-1. I've just not noticed. I have no coal or anything to test it with. I also apparently have no wood. Okay. Oh no, I have a little bit of wood. So let's put some wood in. Let's put a little bit of silver ore in or something. So if I put 1 silver ore in. Why it wouldn't let me do that? That's weird. Put a piece of wood in. Did that give me 1 silver? Oh, it seems to be working, yeah. So it must be 1-to-1. I must have just been making that up or thinking of a different game. I feel like the arc furnace might at this point be overwhelming the solar a bit. I'm just going to keep an eye on these power cells. I want to know if a constantly, like how many solar panels you need for a constantly running arc furnace. Which obviously this one is. Pull in that silver there, I'll put that rock in there. Okay, so let's have a look. It looks kind of like it's holding stable, actually. Oh no, that one's slightly being used up. Okay, so that says to me that what I might need to do is pop some more solar panels maybe on the side here or something. Ideally, it's going to probably be more ideal on the roof because the sun is obviously shining. You can see the sun and you can see it is shining on the roof, and that tells you how much is. I don't know if it tells me what the efficiency. Yeah, 91.4% efficiency. So you can probably use the link tool there to, if you had like a standing base or a space base or something, to get your solar panels like oriented to the most efficient angle. 91.4 is not bad, actually. So it looks like the power output 1.974 ES. And let's have a look at this if I can. It doesn't tell me much about this. I click on it, it doesn't tell me anything. So I'm kind of imagining that it's using up about 2000 E per second, whatever E is. Electricity, maybe. Like I say, I've heard of watts, I've heard of joules, I've heard of like lamps and things like that, like all to do with electricity, but I've never heard of anything that says E. So I'm not certain what that means. It's stalled. False. Oh, I'd be able to... Maybe it was stalled earlier. But yeah, I think it's probably about 2,000. So if I want any extra energy with an arc furnace permanently running, those 18 solar panels are just enough to keep it even. If it runs constantly, I won't want to run it constantly though. So I'm okay. Like every time it has a little break, it'll ramp up the batteries a bit, but I want to keep going with this iron mine. And once we've done that, we'll go and load up on hydrogen. And then I'll take the base down, because at that point I should, in theory, be able to... It's a lot to base on a theory though, isn't it? In theory, I should be able at that point to get the hydrogen. Either I can buy it in space or I can get it from a gas cloud. Gas cloud, ideally, because gas clouds are free. I still need to test my light cruise engines as well. And I would love to go and get a lot more Sunstone so that we can have like 5 of these. This is a heavy ship because it's a base ship, and base ships are always going to be heavy. How you doing? Not doing anything again, are ya? What's your deal? Gave the power a chance to get back online. We just... Seems like every so often. It's definitely pulling correctly, because otherwise it wouldn't have done anything to start with. But I'm not sure why every so often it decides it's just going to stall. So I want to know if it stalls. Which I can't actually tell. What seems to fix it is to take a little bit of iron and just pop it straight into the storage directly. So, you know, if I still have problem with the pipe work, that's fine. But I don't see that the pipe work, like my placement of it or anything like that, is the trouble. That's definitely placed in. And it has been pulling sometimes. You can see it made its little connection there. You can see that black bit there means it's made its connection. And it's completely flush with the floor there. So there's no reason that wouldn't be pulling from the inventory. And like I say, I've already tested it and it's already worked. So I'm not sure what its deal is, honestly. All right, so as much as it's going to possibly... No, actually, I think... Let's do solar panels first. I have plenty of stuff to make a solar panel with. And this ship needs to be nice and power positive. And then you'll have to indulge me once all of this is ready. Then I'll be able to do a bit of shaping and possibly build a small mining vehicle. Then what we'll want to do is to go out and find the stuff we need to make turrets. Oh, we need to go into space for that. And then I'll need to wire up some turrets. And they're a little bit trickier than... Like, most of the things we've done so far has been like... I've built a monitor. I want to know how much hydrogen is in this tank. So, boom, boom. I want to know how much oxygen is in this tank. Link to the monitors. I want the yoke to drive the ship. Yoke. spaceship computer. It's all quite simple. It's all just simple single links, but when you get to turrets, it becomes a little bit more complex. And there's really no getting around it. Well, there is a bit of getting around it, if you really want to. But if you want to, you know how to defend a space station or something like that, you kind of do need to get into it a little bit. It's not that hard, but I have had some trouble getting it to work. My trouble, I think, more is in me trusting it to work than anything else. Because you don't have a ton of stuff to test. You don't really want to be going into a big fight to test your guns. There's not a ton of stuff you can just test it on. So maybe I need to go and test it on a wreck or something. If I can. Maybe I can do that force fire thing and, you know, force it to blow up a small wreck and see if I can test my guns that way. How are we doing? We're getting towards 100 again. I feel like we'll have enough iron soon, but I do just want to make sure we've got enough, really, really enough of everything before we leave the planet's surface again. Okay, it's given me another 6 solar panels. I'll wait till the full 18 is done, though. Oh, that's not where that goes. I just put stone into my... Come here. I put stone into my assembler. We do not want that. Scrappy hull there. We've got a little bit of hull there. Once it's done with the solar panels, we'll start on hull. Until then, I'll just carry on making, like, mining iron. Just until it's done with the solar panels. I think that's a decent amount of time. And by then, I probably will have mined most of this out. This is where I get to the point where I don't need to mine anymore. And I've got, like, a nice mining ship. It's like, I'll make this lovely mining ship. But I don't need to mine... No. If I want to make a space station, I'll probably need to mine loads of iron, won't I? We'll want that happening fast. So mining with a ship will be a little bit faster than this. And the ship, the nice thing will be I don't have to go back and forward at all then. Because it'll have its own cargo. How you doing? It's definitely putting the iron back. Got 63 pieces of iron there, which is nice. And the assembler's just about holding it at the moment. Only just, though. Eight more of those to go. So probably one more little trip down here to mine. And we'll be done with the solar panels. I can start doing hull. And then I'll have spare hull to do shaping and all that sort of thing. To make a little miner. And I can make it out of the slightly smaller blocks as well, if it's just a little tiny mining ship. But it doesn't mean I need to make things longer. And I may need some more thrust, so we'll see if it gets heavier. I don't know if there's much of a way to tell. I think if you go into the entity screen, let me just check. You can maybe check like the weight of it all. So at the moment, my ship is 19 tons. I could do with a save on it actually as well. I've not done that in a while. You can see upgrade chip slots. I don't know what upgrade chips do, or how to access them or anything like that. Is it in here somewhere? Not sure. I'll look into that maybe though. Station generation, add a new module type. Oops. I'm clicking on that. I'm hoping I haven't broken my ship by doing it. It's not got a station computer on it or anything. I'm just gonna go in there and check I haven't broken it. No, I don't seem to have broken it. That's fine. But yeah, not really sure what that does. Obviously, get curious and play around with things I don't know how they work. Always a good thing to do. I wouldn't be entirely amused if I had to rebuild the ship. However, if I did have to rebuild the ship, it wouldn't be a huge problem as long as I've got all the components that I made. Making all the components is what has taken all the time. I could probably remake this ship in about 20 minutes. But I couldn't remake all of the stuff that's gone into the ship in that time. We're doing great for iron. We've got a couple of hundred of it now. Didn't notice those beams down there looking all ninja-like. All right. It is just going to keep on rocking and keep on doing its stuff. In terms of solar panels, we've got 2 more to go. Okay, 1 more little mining sesh down here and we'll have all the solar panels, and then we'll be starting on hull. Oh wow, that was like a little cave in there. I know I've done a lot of iron mining, but probably for the whole rest of this series I won't need to do any more. No, I probably will actually. But it's probably easier to do like 20 minutes of this than to try and pull ships apart for scrap. It's just a nightmare doing that. Although, like, I looked back at that first episode where I suddenly got 100 scrap out of absolutely nowhere. That was definitely a bug, because I was just like taking apart one tiny piece of the ship and suddenly 100 scrap landed right in my inventory. It was literally as fast as that. I was like, did I just like space out and just, because I do sometimes. Oh, that is all actually just rock there. It's rock disguising itself as iron, but it is not. Oh well, never actually hurts to mine a bit of rock because you always need silicon. I just make the whole ship out of glass. That's fine. Definitely want to keep glass roof on there, especially if I've already got enough solar panels. Like if I don't have enough solar panels, then we put more on the roof, but I'll probably just mine this whole thing out at this point. Be thorough, make sure I've got everything. Oh yeah. 195%. That's just like rookie numbers. Got more stone there than I got iron, but that doesn't surprise me because I think for a while I was mining stone. Oops. Because it was like grey colored, like the iron. All right, so we've got like 180 worth of iron there, 114 there. So we've got kind of coming up to 300 bars of iron. I think that'll keep us going for a little while. The batteries are slowly draining, but not like too fast. That's on its last piece of iron there. Is it going to pull? Yeah. As long as I tell it to start, it pulls again. But for some reason, it doesn't just... For some reason, it stops every so often and doesn't do what it's told. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind. I do, but... Okay, so we've got 18 more solar panels. So I'm just thinking like 9 on each side or something. Or one... Actually, I don't know if we'll have enough height there. I have to do them in 2s. I might end up having to use 16 of them. In fact, that's the case, I can just stick another one up there. So what I'll need is a little tiny bit of hull, just to give it a lip to sit on. I'm just gonna run that. I'll run that all the way along. And I think I'll make it a triangle just to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Like so. And see what we can do. So I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to turn it around. Come here. Yeah. Do what I tell you. There we are. Okay, so we can't even do with that. That's not even got 2 on it. It doesn't really look very good either. So I think I'm just going to get rid of that, and we're not going to worry about making it like that at all. So I can either try and extend out from here, or I can wait until the roof is done. And I'm thinking I'll wait until the roof is done. So let's start making some hull blocks. I'll just make 50 for now. I'm just going to hold the solar panels where I've got them at the moment. We're going to fly over to the hydrogen base and do a little fuel up. Out there somewhere. I think I see it. It's got a little bracket around it there. So we'll just land down here and fill everything up with hydrogen. Probably close enough. A little bit on an angle, I can tell. Running up a hill here. Okay, so what I want to grab is my bottles. To have them all on the same line there. Now, if you're fancy pants, you can, I believe, you can dock to the station here and then transfer hydrogen directly that way through a docking port, but I have not played with docking ports yet. I probably will once I make my little mining ship, and that'll be the first kind of real time I'll play with it, so it'll probably all go very horribly wrong, but we'll try. So I believe it's this tank here. I need hydrogen tank, and we've got tank 2. Oh, actually, let's rename that to oxygen tank, because then I won't get confused. That was actually a very good idea to label it hydrogen tank. There, so I won't try and put hydrogen in that, hopefully. Not that it would probably let me. $265 litres. So it's been filling up the reactors and the light cruise engines, which have their own. They have their own little internal. It's a good way of knowing that it's all connected properly. Actually, they've all got their own little internal storages themselves. So if you see some of your hydrogen going missing when you add it in, that's why. So a light cruise engine has its own internal tank, and I'm thinking a reactor possibly does as well. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Just keep going down and using this. So how much we got in here? Another 845. So you can see with a ship of this size that tiny little hydrogen making apparatus isn't going to get us too far. However, We don't have huge amounts of thrusters yet, so a couple of thousand liters of hydrogen will last us a little while. All right, so now we've got our hull, which is rather great. Few pieces anyway. That should be enough to get us going with doing a little bit of stuff. So I think what we're going to start with... Actually, I think what we're going to start with is just widening this. I think I just want to completely... I want to get rid of that because I don't think that that really serves us at the moment. Just want to do that. Why have we got 13? Oh, that's scrappy hull. Of course it is. I'll use a bit more scrappy hull to extend the floor. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to extend out a little tiny corridor sort of area. Oh, it would help if the thrusters were on straight, wouldn't it? That'd be helpful. Because if I've got something, I may as well use it. So... definitely do something like that. And have that as kind of a little corridor. Now then, let's go back to the normal hull. Let's get a little triangle there. Actually, no, it looks... Do you know what I think I'll do here? Let's rotate it around. I'll do this. Just give it a little... That gives it a little bit more shape than it's got at the moment. And I kind of want something similar around here. However, I might be putting gun turrets there, but for now, I'll stick a little corner in just to make it a bit less boxy, you know? It is so like a big box right now, especially this bit down here. I feel like that needs some decoration of some type. Even if I just like rebuild it a tiny bit. And then I think that that needs to be connected there. I think we could do with possibly bigger, like little wings around the outside on it. And I'm really not sure what to do with this big side here. That needs to be... What I could do with that actually is I could get like, say, I could just remove it entirely. Wasn't what I was intending to do, but you know, it happens sometimes in this game. It just does. And then you just have to rebuild it and go, nothing ever happened. So what I was thinking of doing was we get to like a triangular bit of that. Just turn it around. And what I could do is pull it down like that. And then pull that across. And that way you'd have a bit of a little bit of a more... I could either make that purple. I could make it black behind it maybe and have a couple of wedges that just go down like that and just sort of make it look a little bit less like a huge box. So that's something I could do later on. I think that's when we get to a real decorative stage of things. And also I'm going to want to be... I mean, I could do some kind of something or other along there as well, like a little bit of a... Oh, I've made my ship not airtight anymore. I'll have to redo that again. Sorry. Let's go from the top, actually. Be a lot easier. Why did I do that? Why? Why, people? Why do I not have enough? Why am I not able to replace this? This is so annoying because that was fine a minute ago. Why is it struggling now? Oh, right. For some reason, it's trying to make itself huge. Okay. Wasn't what I'd asked it to do. Or maybe it was, and I just didn't realize that that's what I'd asked it to do. Can you stop doing that, please? Thank you. Oh, yeah. That's better. I need to go all the way. Yeah, apparently you need to go all the way down there as well. Okay. I'm just going to put that in as a separate block. I know it's not quite the same on both sides, but if you, as long as you don't hover over it, it looks the same. Okay, shush. All right, in the meantime, it's probably made me a whole load of hull, hasn't it? A bit. Okay. Hull, scrappy hull, hull. Nope. I don't understand why it does that sometimes. You're just trying to put it into... I don't know if I slightly missed my inventory or something. Maybe. Possibly. So I want a whole load of blocks down here. Big blocks. I want to be able to walk past the blast furnace, and then that would be a space for... I think I actually need to go out one more. You see why I needed so much iron, right? We are building quite big here. Probably bigger than I need right now anyway, but you know. Go big or go home. Let's make that into a triangle and just fix the shaping here. Might need more to do that one. Okay. Just going to go down to the hydrogen beaker, the electrolyzer, and I'm going to have a little look and see if there's any more hydrogen in there. Oxygen's fine. You actually don't really particularly need to be getting oxygen when you're on a planet's surface because you can get it from this, but it's fine. It did make a little bit more while we were building, so that's great. Now the hydrogen tank has 2,500 in it, but I'd like to get out to a gas cloud and fully fill that up to its capacity, which I believe is 12,000. Tea's gone cold. Lovely. Because I was concentrating on stuff. So it's kind of okay that right, yeah, it's kind of okay that this isn't too enclosed yet, because it's fine. It's just all I'm doing is I'm basically dragging around a space like a platform, but I will be in my nice cockpit here. Eventually I'd probably want to enclose all of it, but you know, the reactor needs to be, sorry, the assembler needs to be working on things for that. It looks like this is messed up again, so I'm just gonna get it working again. But again, that gives me a chance for every time it stalls, it gives me a chance to sort things out. I'm just gonna take that iron and I'm gonna put it in here, which apparently fits, so that's great. Gonna take this iron and pop it in here. this is going to be ripping through iron. 75 there. And 149 there. So we've gone through about 70 iron already just to kind of make this big platform here. I may take the whole cockpit apart at some point and just completely redo it. That might be a bit of a better way to go. I don't know. I think I'd like to have, I don't know, some stripes down there, or make it into more of a octagonal shape or something, or I don't know. Put something on there that's going to make it less like, I look like a bus. But it can look like a bus for now because that bus keeps us safe and happy and everything like that. All right then, so I think I'm just gonna let it do its thing in the back there. I'm gonna put my bottles away actually. I've got a lot of things I want to do, but a lot of them rely on me having a lot more hull to build with, and I don't have it at the moment. And there's no point in me just, you know, hanging around while that happens. In fact, I'm gonna need way more, so let's do another 50. It has 50 iron or so to work with, so that should be fine. And when we get up into space, I'll sort that out. Okay, so let's go and have a little test on our light cruise engine, because that is a brand new thing that we have. I don't think we can make more yet, can we? We've got 3 pieces of sunstone, so no, we can't. So we've made 2. I don't imagine that the ship at this point, with the weight on it, is going to go too fast, but we'll see how it does. Look at the hydrogen. It's not even like, it's not even a fifth filled. Oh, before we go. Actually, do I care if I can never find this again? Probably not, once I've got 12,000 hydrogen sat in the tank from the gas cloud. So yeah, let's just go. Right, this is us breaking free. We're breaking free. Breaking free. Right, light cruise. It's going nicely. Like, I definitely want this cockpit redesign to have a better vision. I feel like a horse with blinkers on right now. Maybe it doesn't distract me from the sides. Maybe that's wonderful. I don't know. So the first thing I think I want to do, I'm going to go and have a quick look at my system map. I'm going to get this gas cloud set as my target, and I am going to, still got light cruise on apparently. I'm going to say autopilot to location, and it should take me straight to that gas cloud. I mean, it might take a while because I'm going at 2 kilometers a second and it's like 4,000 kilometers away, but the fuel quantity in there is 16 million liters. No, billion. Is it 16 billion liters? We will basically, you could run a huge space station off of that if you wanted to. But yeah, I want to get over there to, oh really? I've hit the planet. Ugh. Gonna line me again, please. I think I was on the wrong side of the planet for the gas cloud, and now it's messing me up a bit. Let's have a look and see if there's anywhere else I could go. Okay, I'm going to come out of autopilot because that's just messing me up. And it looks like I want to go there. Not sure why that's a problem. Let's try again, shall we? Autopilot to location. Yeah, no, that seems fine now. Okay, never mind. This is where I can have a nice drink. And so in theory, as soon as I get into this gas cloud, Sometimes they're a little bit tricky to find, but we'll work it out. As soon as I do that... Oh, one thing. When you're in a driver's seat... Oh, I need to come out. I like cruise as well. That's annoying. Okay, when you're in your driver's seat and you're a silly Billy like me and you've not turned on your life support and you've gone into space, it won't actually show you that your oxygen's a problem. So I'll be there looking at that saying, oh, oxygen's fine, but it's not turned on. So yeah, we should probably get on that, right? Now, I believe if I sit on autopilot, it will automatically put me into light cruise. Yes, it does. Very nice. But yeah, I'm at a point now which is a really nice, comfortable point to be, where the raw materials are just there for me, which is so good. And that they, in theory, are being made while I'm flying around, although I haven't checked the arc furnace to see whether it's stalled at all, but it's getting there, hopefully. It might be a case that it stalls when I fly the ship because the ship realizes that it's a big power drain or something, so it only really does it when I'm not too close. So when I'm not moving around. Talking about power, I do need like way more batteries so that when I'm just flying about and not using too much power, it'll be just completely generating, and then when I'm doing heavy things with the arc furnace, for example, that it won't be too much of a drain on that. I don't know how good the solar panels are in space. I haven't actually gotten out. I should EVA out and just go and like check with the link and see how efficient they actually are at certain angles. But I can't assume that it'll be the same as if I'm like facing the sun. I mean, maybe if I just literally tipped my ship towards the sun, like sunbathing, sunbathing ship. So we're getting there. We're getting towards this gas cloud now. So it's so interesting, isn't it? This is why we need like bigger and better light crews. So I'll go. My next job will be to go and mine a little bit more sunstone. And I'll make a little, like I say, a little mining ship, a little separate one, and I'll dock it on. Assuming I can make a dock. I think I have all of the raw materials though, so there's nothing well, unless I need like, there's a couple of things like warp pearls and pyron or something like that. I think it's called pyron. And, Aegis shards. Those are the things I don't have. I think those are the things that I still need to go and get. Because they are in space. They're not on the planet. All the stuff from the planet, I've got those. So we're coming up on this, and you can start to see it there. There it is, the gas cloud. There's like a couple of them. I'm going to come out of auto and just keep light cruising towards the actual cloud itself. And then come out of light. I think I'm in it. And then I want to come out of spaceship control, and I want to come out of my seat, and I just want to make sure that the tank is filling. So we're just gonna go and have a look at that. Yes, there we are. Look, 3,600. When we left, it was 2,500. So it's guzzling in. Look at that, 4,200. Guzzling in the hydrogen really fast because I've got a nice big collector there. We've still got 9,000 litres of oxygen. We haven't used too much of it. So if every so often I need a bit more, a bit more oxygen, then we need to maybe go back to our initial planet and just let the ship drink. But this is why I did all of that stuff last time, is so that I can basically sit here, refuel. The refuel goes into that tank, and then all the piping here puts that into the reactors there, and the light cruise engines there. So what I'll be doing probably later on is getting enough sunstone for maybe another 4, so I need 60. I need about 32, I think, like Sunstone. And it took ages to get the first bits. And then I'll just pull that all the way up. And then pull that all the way up. And we'll have a nice, like, nice pretty light cruise engine rack. And then we'll be able to go a lot faster than we went when we were coming over here. Looks like the furnace was working the whole time. Nice. Very good. And it looks like we're doing fine for all of that. Okay. In space, how efficient are these? Still 83%. That's not bad considering the sun is underneath us right now. So if I flipped upside down, it'd probably be 100%. We're really close to the sun. I feel like I could fly there and be like Icarus. Burn myself. If you're gonna go big or go home, right? You're gonna get burned, do it in like a massive sun. No, Sheilab, do not do that. Right, how much hull we got now? 32. Oh, that's better. So we could do a lot more now. Just gotta keep an eye on my oxygen, but it's fine. I've got loads of oxygen to work with just while that's fueling up. Do a little bit of shaping. And it's quite nice doing stuff in space on your ship because you don't have to worry about gravity or anything. All right, that's so much better. Okay, so I think out here I don't want particularly like a big wing down the edge of it unless I want to add it later for, I don't know, reasons. So what I think I'm going to do here is just put a wall there. I want it the height of the... What, 5 or do I want 6? Oh, sorry, 3 or 4. No, I want 4. I want 4 100% so that we can go over the top of the arc furnace because the arc furnace will be clipping at 3, I think. The problem is you want to shape this and make it pretty, but at the same time, why is that not... Okay, that was just me placing it wrong. That's fine. So yeah, for the next wall, I'm going to need like another 28 or something. But that does... Having a wall there at all... sorry, I don't want that there yet. Does mean I can start on some of the things that I want to do. So one of the things that I want to do with this like arc furnace little bit, I don't think I've got enough room for this to set. Oh yeah, I was going to put that into the wall, wasn't I? Yeah, okay, that's fine. How many more have you made me? 2. That's not going to do much, is it? Right, let's go and see, just while that's, again, still making its stuff, because I don't... have we got any more hull? No, we don't. I'm going to put that in there. So we've got hull. Do we have any storage containers? We do. And I'd like to pop it along here, actually. The reason I want to do that is so that some of the stuff that's not... Some of the building materials and things like that, I want to have, like... I need tanks and things like that in here. Old wind turbines, switches, crucibles, seats, old wooden crates, piping. Crafting benches, starter blocks, all of that stuff we don't really need in here. Probably don't really need hull either. But like stones and things like that, things that I can make things out of should stay. But I want to just try and keep things a little bit more separated. I'll probably do something with this a bit later. I'll probably have like a lot more bottles. No, actually, I don't really need tons of bottles. Like my previous build that I made in my other save, I was always transferring things with bottles. But I think I've done a much better job here because everything just goes straight into the tank. You sit in a gas cloud and the tank is full. Let's have a look. It's still pulling in, I think. It's doing the animation of pulling in, but it's full. It's at 12,000 now. So we can now quite happily roam around the galaxy feeling good about ourselves. So I'm going to just grab these power cells a second. And I'm now going to get those out of the way onto the wall. This is what I've always wanted to do. So, and same with the ones in here. And we're going to expand this. So what I like to do, it's really cool and I love it, is to make myself effectively. So I think this will be for the roofing. I'll start here with it. I like to place things directly on the wall. And then it's usually above my head, so I can walk underneath it or to the side of it, actually to the side of it in this case. But I feel like that keeps all of my batteries like out of the way of the floor, which is quite nice. And the other thing that I can do, if I just make a little bit more, oh yeah, okay, I don't want to make more storage yet. Maybe it'll be okay. I'm just going to move the assembler so it is also out of the way. So we're just going to take these out for now. My backpack is overloaded by 1,000,000%. Yes, I know. So for now, I mean, I can make this a lot neater. But now I'm going to pop it here. And get some conveyor pipe. And make a little round one there, a little corner piece. That should, hopefully, be enough. And I can put all the pieces that were in that inventory into this much bigger inventory. And it can just pull in what it needs. I'll stick the solar panels in there too. It's only using about 3,000 at the moment, so that's perfect. And in theory, if I then tell it to make some hull, should... like it should pull from there. Like, is it doing it? Okay, let's get back in. I told you I'd do this at some point. Okay, so one thing I actually do need the... This is why I wanted this enclosed. I'm actually going to pull that all away. One thing I really need to have made is a med bay. It is not working. It's not pulling at all. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's okay. I'm going to just grab a box or something. I could just use these, couldn't I? Oh, that was stupid. Use that. That's got... No, that's got... I forgot how bad the storage is on those. Wow. No. Just go the other way with it then. So I'm gonna pull that into the... That's coming out of the assembler and... Oh, look. If it's connected, I think the green thing lights up. Took me long enough to notice that, didn't it? Have any more? Why is there like no... Oh, there it is. Okay, I was like, why is there no conveyor tubes? I'm sure I had more than that. That's connected. So maybe it wasn't showing connected. I didn't realize that that's what shows that particular connection. That's annoying, isn't it? Let's just pull that away. And we'll try and... So, right, that is definitely 100% connected. Then can I make a... Nope. Was that connected though? Like when I did that? Yeah, it said it was. Oh, well maybe it wasn't. Maybe I wasn't quite there with it because it suddenly started working. I can't remember whether it was showing both of them as green, but yeah, that's how you know a conveyor is connected. So if it wasn't quite connected properly, say it was like there and it wasn't quite connected, you would see that there's no connection light showing. And then if I put in something like that and it hadn't quite connected, you can see the connection there, but no connection there. So yeah, that's how you know with conveyors. Learning a new thing every time. It's made me my med bay. Wonderful. No, it hasn't. What's it need? It needs iron and silver. Have we not got iron in here or something? Is that the problem? Was that the actual problem? Yeah. Yeah, we've not got iron in there for some reason. Or gold or cobalt. No, we've got gold and cobalt. I think maybe we just ran out of iron. Are there any in here? Yes. I was thinking all the connections were wrong and it was just I didn't have any iron there. Put all those bottles together just to kind of make it a bit neater. Right, so it's making me my med bay now. Lovely. So I can heal after the oxygen incident. I'm talking about oxygen. I'm down to about half now, so... Probably don't really need my construction anchor on at this point. Because we are in space and we don't need it. I'll just turn the light support off for now because I'm going in and out the door. As far as oxygen is concerned, we still have 9,000 litres, so it's like there is plenty of oxygen to keep us going. This workshop is starting to look a lot nicer, and I can definitely like hook in assemblers to like either side of a storage or whatever and do all of that and surround it with power cells and whatever I want to do there. I could make that a lot neater, and I could have more than one assembler. If I actually made the ship go a bit further back, I could put another assembler up there, or I could put one like there and one there. I think I do need enough space in between to put a pipe. I don't think I can put it directly on top. Maybe I could. I think I do need some kind of pipe work to make it work, though. I might be able to do it with one of those really tiny pipes like that, but it might be a bit fiddly. So I think you do need at least a small gap between them. But I'm going to probably have something similar on the other side. Whether I have an assembler on that side, I'm not sure. I might put all the assemblers here and move the power wall over there instead. So I'd have an assembly wall and a full like power wall, rather than being completely symmetrical with it. I don't know why I feel like that is the front and that is the back. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's the back? Meant to be the back of the furnace? It's a good place to put a pipe into, though, isn't it? So, all right, med bay. Are you done yet? You are. All right. Let's put some hull blocks in then. I'm just going to make a load now. I think hull blocks are the most important at the moment. Med bay. We can put that anywhere we want, really. But now I'm just going to stick it on the back of the ship here. So what I can do there, so I can respawn at this med bay the next time I die. And every time I scan myself, it'll increase my health back to full as well. So that's a nice thing to have. I actually probably don't need that furnace there. I was just testing things with that. And that probably needs to go in here because that's where I put all my junk at the moment. What I might do is have this be stuff for the assembler. Over here be just junk and general building materials and things like that that I need. And then have this one for ores. So I could maybe label them actually. Assembler. That's stuff for the assembler. I'm going to call this one ores. So that's anything that needs to go into the arc furnace. And then I'll have something like building mats over there. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to put away my conveyor belt things because I don't need those. My conveyor tubes. And we're going to go all the way back now. Now I've got a nice full tank of fuel. And like, you know, if you don't do it this way, if you don't go to the gas cloud, then you've got to go to like, there's like a fueling station. But I'm like, why would I do that? I can make it for free. Oh, we're nearly at an hour and a half now. So what we need to do now is to light cruise our way back over to the rings around the original planet. But I don't really want to... Oh yeah, there was someone who was asking for help before. We probably are now at a point where we could help them. We were not at the previous time, and that's a way for us to get money. So if we get distress calls, we go and help them, they'll give us money. Haven't found a ton of stuff to spend it on yet, but you know, maybe that will make itself clear to me as the game progresses. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is great because the arc furnace is working on making iron, and everything is just working on making things. I thought I'd have the ship finished by the end of today, but making a big base like this just needs so much raw material. But I'm trying to find things that I can do and things that I can go and collect and mine and actively do while all of the passive things on my ship are working. But I definitely think my ship is looking a little bit neater now. It's starting to get a bit more shape to it. It's got double the power capacity now, so we doubled up the solar panels, and they're doing a great job. And now we have a full tank of gas as well. This whole this whole episode was basically a trip to the petrol station. But yeah, we've got a nice big oxygen tank, nice big hydrogen tank. I've saved my ship template as well, which is brilliant. We've got a load of raw materials ready to properly make this ship nice. We've got stable power-ish. But once I've built a little bit more hull, I'll stick another solar panel somewhere. We've got higher sides on the workshop area, so it might support a few more solar panels down the side there, or I could put them on the roof depending on how I'm feeling. I'm kind of fancying a glass roof for my workshop though, so things like that give you a bit more interest. See, we're ignoring the distress call because I'm pretty sure it's already done by now, right? Is it? Could we do a distress call? Actually, I think we could. Let's autopilot to location then. Okay, we're aligning. And we're already in light cruise and we're going at 50 kilometers a second. Okay, so we just realigned and we're going back to rescue a pilot. Okay, let's get a bit closer and then we'll accept the mission. Because I think once you accept it, it has a timer on it. Maybe because I haven't accepted it already, it's the pilot has been stuck in stasis. Oh, isn't that exciting? We get to do a rescue mission. And it looks like our light cruise engines are doing actually pretty well, considering we've only got 2 tiny ones. And the ship is quite big and bulky and heavy. 50 kilometers a second is not too bad, I don't think. I'd like to get that up closer to 100 or even more than that if I can. But for these sort of 5,000-6,000 kilometer missions, that means we're doing 100 kilometers every 2 seconds. 1,000 kilometers every 20 seconds. So it takes us about just over a minute to get between these locations. Obviously, if that's 30 seconds or less, that's a bit nicer, isn't it? It's half the time, but it's perfectly acceptable for now. Obviously, everything gets faster and bigger and better and quicker as you put more into it. Like, we used to have a lot of electricity bottlenecks, and now we really don't have those anymore. Once I get the other solar panels on, once the hull is made, and maybe we can get like a second assembler in, because there was no point in making parallel processing happen with assemblers until I had enough power to support it. So definitely working on the power side of things is always important in this game. And I don't think I took that as seriously as I needed to early game, and that kind of did hold me back. I definitely think you want to make yourself at least 10 sections of wind turbine to start with, and I only had 4, and at one point I only had 1. So I really think that as soon as you've got your assembler, you should have your first tower, and then as soon as you've got your arc furnace, you should get your second tower, and that will, you know, keep you going a lot better, so much better. It won't be like arc furnace. Oh dear. Come out of that, come out of that, come out of that. No. Exit spaceship control. Oh dear. All right. This is going to be a thing. Once I've got everything enclosed, I'll leave the life support on. Oops. Right, that's my health back up to full, because if you don't do that, this is why making the med bay was important, because if I had been in that situation, so just get that back on. If I'd been in that situation and okay, let's autopilot to location. There we go. And I hadn't already healed myself, I would have been dead there. But because I made the med bay as well, I would have just popped out of the med bay. So that's the other reason for making it, is if you've got a med bay on your ship and you've already bound yourself to it, then you're pretty fine, to be honest. Okay, we're getting there. And then my next job after this is going to be Sunstone. Then I'm going to want to look around for something to make turrets with. So maybe next episode might still be a little bit of trying to build up the ship more. But I'm going to try and do that at the same time as flying around and getting the other bits and pieces I need and building and things like that, so that I'm always actively doing something while the passive things like the arc furnace and the assembler are doing things in the background. Okay, we're getting there now. Sorry. We've slowed down, and the reason we've slowed down is that big gas giant that was by us, every time you go near to a celestial body like that, you will slow down your light cruise quite a bit. So my maximum light cruise seems to be about 50 kilometers a second. But you'll see that as I go down towards a planet, for example, it'll go down even below 1 kilometer a second. It'll go down to like 300 meters a second or something like that as you get right towards its surface, which does help slow you down a bit. I feel like there's something beyond that. Look, it's like, is that by a moon? Does that look like a moon behind there? There are actually a couple of moons here. I'm wondering whether it's that's Delio Delta 1 or 2. It's like a shadow, isn't it? Okay. Where am I going? Because it's not telling me that I can accept the mission anymore. Oh, okay. Was I going the wrong way? I got all messed up because of that. Yeah, I was going the wrong way. I got all messed up basically because of that oxygen situation. But like I say, as I stop going in and out of the doors all the time, that should that should become a better thing. Oh no, I can't believe I was going the wrong way. I was like, why can't I accept the mission? I don't even know if I'm going to be able to now. Like, it was quite happily letting me go towards it and quite happily letting me accept the mission. And now it's not. I'm coming out of autopilot and I'm coming out of light cruise again. I'm going to cancel down that. I'm going to re-target. Yeah, it looks like he's no longer targetable. That's a shame. Because I was happily on my merry way to go get some crystals and stuff, and then it was all like, oh yeah, you could go and help this person. Debris, space habitat, Sky Harbor, Galactic Trade Network. Oh, I think that's like a shop I can trade with. I don't really want that at the moment though. Yeah, well that was super annoying because that's like wasted a whole load of my fuel. Thank you so much, game. Trying to find. I know I'm swinging around like crazy here. Oh yeah, that's what I need to go to. Okay, I'm gonna light cruise out a little bit around these rings. So I'll manually do this. Just it'll be a little bit faster if I do this manually. Because you don't want to be like too close to the planet. You want to try and skirt around, and the auto pilot does not let you do that too easily. It's like, no, I'm just gonna go right by the planet. We're so slow now. It's like if your sat nav was telling you that, let's go down the tiniest little one track road you can instead of the motorway. That's what the autopilot's like in this. It's like, let's just go near the planet. Let's just bounce you off this moon. Oh, okay. Sounds like a fun time. So we're just wanting to try and get back to the rings of the planet. I'm not particularly wanting to go back to the planet anymore. Because as you can see, the only thing that was left for me on the planet was for me to have a refill of my hydrogen. But we've now got that completely covered. And you can see the hydrogen has not gone down as much as it was sat really, really low before. And even though I had hydrogen in the tank, it just shows you how much hydrogen sits in that tank. It is a nice big chunky tank. And there's a space habitat 1,300 away. And I think we could go, maybe next time we can go visit a space station. But for today, I don't think we could go. I don't know. I think what we do today is we finish off the light cruise engines so that we can cruise around a bit faster. Because it's all very well showing you all the cool, exciting stuff, but if the light cruise engines don't work very well, then we go very slowly. And that's not very fun. It's fun to go fast. But yeah, so this vessel's going to have all the reactors on it. It's going to be able to fly through space for ages with a massive helium tank on it because it's big. Then what I'll probably do is make a tiny little mining craft that has is made probably mostly, I'll make its entire floor out of a collector and a storage tank, storage box, I suppose would be the word. It'll be basically a storage box with a collector on the front. It probably won't even be airtight. And then I can just go mining in that. I might make it airtight so I could mine on the moon, maybe. I'll see what I think. Because obviously every extra block you add, when you're having to add in like, oh, life support, and then you've got to have an oxygen tank, and then you've got to have this, and you've got to have that. It just adds to it. And then it gets bigger, and then it makes it harder to go down into the holes. So it might be better for me just to use my oxygen, go and do a big old mine, and then come back out. The only problem is that I can't really see my own oxygen when I'm driving piloting, I suppose, a vehicle. So when I'm piloting a vehicle, I've got no idea whether my oxygen's running out or not. Just have to time it, I guess. So I'll have to decide between episodes whether I want to try and make a small but airtight little tiny ship that can do mining, or whether I want to try and just do a very quick and dirty sort of open, powered by batteries sort of ship. It'd be more like a rover in a way. A flying rover, obviously. Did it use wheels like peasants? Okay, so just gonna get into this ring. I'm gonna have a little look around for some more sunstone. Like I say, I want 32. That might take me a bit to find, but it will really help us go fast. What's the point in having all this hydrogen if I've not got the engines to use it, right? we'll just come in here and then I'll turn light cruise off. And off. We're just going to come in a bit slower. I never quite managed to get that exactly bang on. Sometimes I'm crashing into the asteroid and other times I'm a bit too far away. Bit of a judgment call as to when you press L to come out of your light cruise. But you look like a promising asteroid. Have you got some sunstone on you? It'd be lovely if you did. All right. Yeah, you do. Oh, beautiful. I can see a few on this one. Yeah, this is a good asteroid. Okay. I'm going to get out of my ship. And yeah, sorry I wasted all that time trying to do the distress call. Next one we get, though, there will be others. The next one we get, I will go to it and I will... Ah, beautiful. We've got so much here. Yes. I'll go to it and then we'll get some money and then we'll go to a space station and see if we can spend it on anything. Probably not too much, but I'm sure I saw another one over here. Let's just do a little... We've got iron on this one as well. Wow. And a bit of quartz as well. I don't tend to use quartz because I've always got so much stone that I can make into the things I need. See, that's definitely looks like it's something. Is that just stone? Yeah, I think it's just stone. Sometimes you think something's a thing, but it's just stone. Right. I know I saw more around here, so... Sometimes you get really lucky, you just find an asteroid straight away, and sometimes you have to look at a few before you find any with this on it. But I find generally the bigger the asteroid, the more likely it seems to be to have it, but that's not like 100% always the case. See more down here. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at it, people. I'll watch my oxygen, not get too excited. I've got, I think, 3 at home as well, so I need to get to like... Yeah. I need to get to about 29, I think. I want about 32. There's 4 per engine block, and I want to make 8 engine blocks. So we've managed 6 so far. That's a good start. Go get that one over there. There's loads on this planet. This asteroid. Just got to keep an eye on my oxygen. As soon as it gets to about half, I try and find my ship and go back. At the moment, though, this game doesn't have... doesn't really have any kind of way of you... increasing the amount of oxygen that you can take, like making new oxygen tanks or anything like that. It also doesn't have a horrendous death penalty. So if you do make a mistake, you'll just pop out at your med bay, and I don't think you even lose your items. Anymore. So we ended up with 9 there, which is like quite good considering how many I'm wanting. See more down there. I have lost sight of my ship at this point, though. I don't like losing sight of my ship, but sometimes you just need to get this stuff. I'll try and see if I can find my ship. which part of the asteroid it was around. Ship! There's iron on that asteroid. Oh, shippy, shippy, ship! Where are you? Oh, there you are. I could almost do with a small explorer ship to go around these asteroids. Because my ship's a bit clumsy. And it's only going to get worse as I increase the length of it. We see any more? I'm sure there are more on this asteroid, but I want to go and get an oxygen top up. Yep, there's another one over there. This is covered in them, this asteroid. I got 2 out of that one. Very nice. Let's see if I can find more. Oh, yes, there's more. Doing really well. We're going to get about half of what we need on this one asteroid. I'm super impressed with this place. I'm here again. Actually, I won't because I'll have stripped it bare of all of its stuff, but you know what I mean. Okay, that's 15. Question is, am I likely to find any more? Might have tapped it out at this point. Nope. Apparently we haven't. $16, so that's 4 more engines. We're halfway through. I'm getting to the point now where I've forgotten which parts of the asteroid I've actually checked. So I'm thinking I'll have a look in the crater quickly and just see if there's any in there. There is. So I think I'll try and find the ship again, and we'll go and find a different asteroid to mine. Or I'll look around in the ship and see if I can find a different sort of angle to get them from. But I think finding 16 on one asteroid is quite impressive, honestly. One thing I've noticed with this is that however you orient to your ship seems to be however you end up orienting when you're out of your ship. So if you then go to a space station that's oriented a different way, then you kind of have to reorient yourself by sitting in something. Okay. We found the ship again. looks it looks a bit of a mess, but I think that cabin is starting to look a bit nicer. Bit of a space truck, isn't it? Space truckin'. Right, so I'm going to just do a bit of flying around and see what else I can find. Just make sure that oxygen decides to come out of its leak state. There we are. Right, let's have a little scan. I think I probably got it all. She says immediately spotting more. How much we got there? Oh, okay. We have a I'm gonna go and get this because I was very disappointed in the previous one. It's 7,000 away. Let's go get him. Let's go save the pilot. Sadly, we're a bit close to the rings to do that. To go very fast, but it's starting to accelerate. I think what happens is you kind of get caught in the... Well, it's trying to simulate you getting caught in the planet's gravity, I think. Sadly, I didn't quite have time to make the light cruise engines before I did this, but this should be faster once I get those on. So I think we'll go and save him. Then I'll maybe set up with the Sunstone that we've gotten so far. I'll set up a few engines so we can start going faster between encounters. And then we'll go and try and find another asteroid that maybe will have some more Sunstone on it. And because like I say, I want 8 blocks of light cruise engine. 8 full big blocks. Yeah, about halfway. What's that? Is that like the previous guy that we didn't manage to save? I hope not. Maybe you can like pull them apart for scrap if they die. That's really bad. I'm so sorry. I lost your coordinates and wasn't able to save you. It might have just timed out. But as we come in closer, we'll accept the mission. Because as soon as you accept it, you get a 5-minute timer. Although, I think we do about... In 1 minute... We do 30 kilometers a second. Say we were doing 50 kilometers a second. Then, in 1 minute, we do about 3,000 kilometers. Is that right? Something like that. So we can do things like force auto fire. I don't even have a gun yet. Nope, nope, nope. Except rescue. Come on. So we've got 6.5 minutes to reach the block entity clone, otherwise known as Shrinjiv, who needs a bit of a helping hand. With, I think, oxygen, probably. We could spare a bit of oxygen. We've been to a planet recently. Oh gosh, I'd hate it if, like, we had, if we'd run out of oxygen and we needed help and no one came to help us. That'd be so bad. I feel really bad now about not helping the last person. But we just weren't in it. We didn't even have light crews when the last person asked for help, I think. So even just having light crews helps. We've gone past the gas giant now, so that slowed us down. Can I give them the... Yeah, I can. Look, send 10 litres of O2. Thanks for pulling us out. Someone thought the cargo hold needed a hot tub. That's the reason you needed me to come all the way out here. 2,500 credits, though, and 100 rep with the Elias Rescue Task Force. Wonderful. That is so good. I think I'm going to quit while we're ahead now. So I'm going to... I can hail them. Your help made a big difference. Thank you. Aww. That's so cute. I'm going to come out of light cruise for now. If I can. L. Hello. Oh, are we still in autopilot? Yeah. X to take off light autopilot. L to take off light cruise. F to take off spaceship control. F to get out of my seat. Okay. So, got all of this lovely, lovely sunstone now. So we're actually on 19 of it. So I'm going to make as many light cruise engines as I think I can with that, which is, I think, 4. Take these out then, because apparently it's not doing anything with those. Have we run out of something like iron again? Yep. Have we really got no iron at all? No way. Oh, it made us 59 hull blocks. Still don't know why it does that. You're just trying to... all I'm trying to do is take it from there and put it there. I must be missing and throwing it out, but it's far too sensitive about that, I think. Right, so we can't make any light cruise engines because we've got no iron. Alright, let's go and have a look and see what's around here. Are we close to anything? Are we close to a moon or a planet or anything where we could get some iron? Maybe that'll have to be a next time thing then. We're near to the gas giant. So we might be able to find a moon. Problem I find is you can't really target celestial bodies, and that's a bit of a problem. Because we've obviously got these moons here. I'm going to head towards the Delta 1 space habitat because that's the most targetable thing near a moon, and I think that they're not too far away. And I can autopilot and go to the space habitat, and then we'll be able to probably see the moons from there to go to them. But yeah, I might actually even need to go back down to, I think it's called Vexus. Am I right in saying that that's called Vexus? Yes. We think we might need to go to Vexus again just to try and get some more iron so that we can build the things we need to build. But I do have a whole load of hull now, so that's wonderful. Because now we've got all this hull, I can start properly building up the ship and getting the workshop completely enclosed. I've been looking forward to that for a while. Yeah, there's supposedly moons around here, but Yeah, I do wish that's something I really want the game to allow me to do, to just warp to celestial bodies. So if there's a moon around, I don't want to have to be trying to manually fly to it and not be able to even target it to see where it is. And it's like, I don't know how far away Vexus is, for example. I can't even click on Vexus, look. Oh, this is super cool. Oh, I bumped off it. Okay, let's fly normal. See if we can land on this. This is like a ring world thing. Space habitat. That's super cool. It's a shame that I like cruise a tiny bit away from it and come in from a better angle. Where is it? It's there. Yeah, this is a better angle. Let's light cruise back in. And try not to bump into it. That's super cool. I wonder if there's anything I can mine on it, or whether it's just... or find on it. I think I might still need a bit more light cruise, actually. Oh, no, really? Come on. Yeah, I'm too close for light cruise. L is really hard to get my fingers to go near. Oh, I've lost it. Where is it? Where's it gone? This is where more visibility would be good. Oh, here we are. Okay, I think I might need to slow boat in. Feels like it's 5 million miles away though, and like I want to light cruise down, but I go too fast when I light cruise, so I end up overshooting it. So I think I might have to just be patient. But I want to see what we got here. Like, can we... any good stuff here? Oh, you know, I wonder if there's oxygen here or not. Well, this is definitely a question to ask, isn't it? And somewhere we could quickly nip down to get some oxygen would be cool. How interesting. Could I just pulse the light cruise a bit? Haha, that worked. Okay, I think we're coming into it now. Like, okay, cool. Let's fly around a bit, see what we can see. Be proper explorers. Like, it's got water, so you could full on make a little hydrogen extractor here or something. Oh, there's something over there. Okay, let's see what this is. Maybe a ship or something downed. I'm not seeing a ton of I might not be close enough to the surface though. I'm not seeing like a ton of ores or anything like that in the ground. I'm gonna go see what this is. Might just be a wreck or something. Yeah, so just a reminder, if you want the achievement, there is an achievement for Scrappy Hull. Building a full ship out of Scrappy Hull. Something you might want to remember. Okay, what have we got here then? Right. Oh, yes. We have an oxygenated... Whoa. Okay. This is where the F5 thing is very useful. That genuinely shouldn't have happened. It genuinely should not be happening. Okay. I might have to explore this in no clip mode. That's terrible. That's horrible. Why am I clipping through? Come out. Let's maybe try and land on here. Okay. Just gonna put my jetpack on. And I'm gonna jet around a bit. So, it looks like we've got over here some kind of beacon or something. Oh, this looks like a teleporter. Okay, or maybe I could teleport to here in the future then. Can I? Is this working? This is not a destroyed vehicle. Like a little hover bike. Cool. I want to steal it and take it on my ship. That's amazing. What's this thing? This is another hover bike. That is so fun. All right, so while we're down here, is there anything else that we can... So it doesn't look like there's anything that we can mine or anything like that. But we can come here and steal hover bikes. Apparently. I don't know if there's anything else of any interest here or what, but this is still pretty cool. I want to steal them. Want to take them with me. Would have to dock them though, and I don't have any experience with docking right now. Also, I'm not really sure that this is what I want. I kind of want something more like a little mining craft or something that I can take to a moon surface or a habitat surface. But yeah, this is a very convenient little stop for because it's this habitat. Oh, let's go into the map. It's this habitat here. Oh, apparently I can't. Let's go back and control my spaceship again. So effectively, while we're here, I'm just going to turn on my construction anchor again because we've got gravity here as well. And I'll go up into the sky a little bit. Because when I'm up in the sky, I can get under the ship and I can check on my collectors and things. So 9,000. Mind you, we haven't really used a ton of... I don't think we've used enough oxygen to even start to have needed to replenish it though. So... Ah, well. I think though that this might be a really nice, very well lit place for me to do a little bit of hull shaping and things like that next episode. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it because we're already over 2 hours. But yeah, we've rescued a person. We built the ship up. We've got a whole load of hull. So I'll be able to do a whole load of building next episode now because we've actually got the stuff for it. I've got the assembler out of the way now, which is quite nice. And I'll probably be trying to make a bit of a power wall, assembler wall sort of thing going on as well. That's going to be really, really cool. I've got some ideas as to how I want to set that, but I don't want it to stay like this. This looks a bit messy. I want to get a sort of a canopy across the top of, and I don't know whether I'll keep this top block here or whether I'll do a partial block or something, because I don't know. The music's lovely here, isn't it? I just realised it's got really nice music. Let's just see how that goes over the top. Oh, that only just goes over the top of the... Yeah, we need to keep it 4 high at least. But I don't know if there's any more things to find on this ring world, because... I mean, I had a look around, and this was all I could see for now, was just this little area with the hover bikes and things. Didn't see particularly any big amounts of ores or anything like that. But very good that it has oxygen and gravity, because that is actually quite useful if you want to do a little top up of your oxygen. And so I'll be looking for ring worlds like these in the future, because I don't think every system has an oxygenated... Do you know something? I haven't painted that, have I? Oh yeah. Not every system has an oxygenated nice planet like this. Like Vexus, sorry. So having a ring world that has a bit of oxygen on it that I can use to top up my O2 tanks would be quite a useful thing. And like I say, just somewhere that's got a bit of gravity, and although actually building in space is kind of cool because there's no gravity. But somewhere where I've got a lot of light and I can see what I'm building a bit better is quite a nice little treat for me. So that's what I'm going to do next time. So I hope you enjoyed this time. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I'll let you know when videos are out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.